I find it very fascinating how quick everybody is to automatically anger themselves in pro wrestling. Now, look, I understand. Cody Rhodes has not technically re-signed with the WWE, but it seems very likely that Cody Rhodes will re-sign with the WWE. And then, of course, on WWE Raw, we pretty much saw The Rock return without challenging Roman Reigns or without calling for WrestleMania or for the WWE Universal Undisputed Championship or anything like that. The IWC was automatically in an uproar that The Rock was there to screw Cody Rhodes. Now, historically speaking, if this was Vince McMahon, yes, I would 1,001 trillion% agree with that. However, if there's one thing that Triple H and Nick Khan have shown us about this new regime is that we have to give them a chance because they don't necessarily operate the same way as Vince. Now, of course, the reason why I talk about, Cody Rhodes and The Rock and whether or not Cody actually got screwed by The Rock, the reason why I even want to have this conversation is because it shows you that the IWC is willing to bury something without even watching anything play out. Everybody is incredibly reactionary, and The Rock only stuttered the words, hey, should I sit at the head of the table? Now, I think what The Rock did was essentially show fans that he finally acknowledges Roman Reigns. Now, I also want to point out very clearly, 7 days ago on my main channel, I made a video talking about how people in Australia that are part of the tourism committee are trying to make a play for The Rock to show up at Elimination Chamber. So I truly believe, and I'm very firm on this belief, that WWE is planning The Rock and Roman at Elimination Chamber. And we'll talk about that in a second. If that's what Australia wants, and that's what the tourism board wants, and they're willing to spend money for The Rock at Elimination Chamber, why is this a bad thing? Why is this a bad thing? I cannot seem to understand why people are automatically jumping the boat, and no matter what, right? People are upset at this idea that it could be The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 40 instead of Cody versus Roman, which I do not believe that's going to be the case. But people are already upset at that. Then they have to be upset with this idea. If WWE does give you Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania, you have a big part of the IWC complaining that The Rock and Roman is happening on a pay-per-view that is not WrestleMania. So I don't get it. And it's this fake outrage that occurs in the IWC, which personally speaking, I think it is ridiculous. I think everybody is jumping the gun. I think everybody is jumping the gun, but most fans that I see talking about this don't even realize that Rock and Roman happening at Elimination Chamber is actually a very big deal for the WWE. Let me explain why. And honestly, all it takes is just a little bit of common sense. WWE has been doing stadium shows internationally, right? And WWE stadium shows have garnered a really good reaction for WWE, right? WWE has a very hot product at this time. And by putting The Rock and Roman at Elimination Chamber, the Elimination Chamber no longer becomes a B-rated pay-per-view. You are now changing the public perception of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view and turning that into what I believe is a must-see event. Perception is everything, man. If WWE could put big marquee matchups across all of their pay-per-views, all of these pay-per-views actually feel like a special attraction, like a big deal. I cannot fathom this idea that Rock and Roman happening at Elimination Chamber is a bad thing for us and a bad thing for WWE. I also think Cody Rhodes and Roman is actually the bigger match than Rock and Roman. Now, let me explain myself, because I know some people are just going to hear that and run with it in the comments. But here's the thing. Roman has beaten everyone, and he's needed the bloodline to do it. And Roman Reigns will beat The Rock. Cody Rhodes beating Roman, who has beaten The Rock and all of these big names, does more for Cody Rhodes. It is the ultimate babyface storyline. It is the biggest storyline for Cody Rhodes as the ultimate babyface to do this. Now, ultimately, that is why that match is such a big deal. If The Rock couldn't even beat Roman Reigns, what makes you think Cody Rhodes will do it again? And boom, WWE does it. Cody Rhodes finishes the story. I think it is very clear that business-wise, Cody and Roman are the two big draws in WWE. And it's so funny because like maybe 5 months ago or whatever it was, I said, man, like what would it take for Cody to beat Roman Reigns? And at that point, Cody Rhodes has to be in a situation where Roman Reigns has nothing left. That's the logic, right? The bloodline is cracking. The fall of the bloodline. I think I said this like a year or two ago, whenever it started. The fall of the bloodline happens when Roman Reigns' family all deserts him. When they're all away from him. When they've broken off. He's got Jimmy and Solo. I don't expect them to be in Roman's corner for WrestleMania 40. So me personally, I'm looking at all of this outrage and I just laugh at it. I laugh that a lot of people are upset because either way, you're getting two massive matchups. But I'm laughing more because The Rock never even said when. Literally, for all you know, The Rock and Roman could happen at WrestleMania 41. This could have just been another tease. They could tell a story. Rock and Roman, by the way, does not need the World Championship on the line. It doesn't. But after Royal Rumble, if you go into Elimination Chamber and you put the title on the line and Roman beats him, all it does is literally make Cody even better when Cody beats Roman. I'm very firm. I've been firm on this. I know the real ones who have watched my content. When I was predicting WrestleMania 40 and Cody finishing the story at WrestleMania 39, I said it very clearly. I said that Cody Rhodes is not winning at WrestleMania 39. But Cody Rhodes is winning at WrestleMania 40. And I still, to this very day, believe that. And I believe that's the right way to go about it. I do. The title needs to come off of Roman Reigns. I don't care about Hulk Hogan's record. I don't care about Bruno Sammartino's record. This storyline was never supposed to go that far, and it did. WWE had a lot of stuff go down in their company. It kind of forced Triple H's hand a little bit. I don't think WWE ever intended Roman Reigns to have this long of a reign. And here we are. He's made history. He's the greatest champion in modern day history. I don't understand this issue. The Rock is back. The Rock versus Roman takes place at Elimination Chamber. The Rock loses. He's done with wrestling. We finally got that match. It's done and it's over with. It makes Elimination Chamber a lot better of a pay-per-view. And if you really want, I think a lot of people are underestimating this, but if you have The Rock and Roman at Elimination Chamber, and Cody Rhodes loses the Royal Rumble but wins the Elimination Chamber match, you do it right then and there. Cody goes face-to-face with Roman Reigns. And he makes it very clear he's coming after him for WrestleMania 40. And that right there is a hell of a visual. And the best part is The Rock is still there. The Rock lost to Roman Reigns. The mainstream press will be covering it. I don't think it gets any better than that. I think everybody jumped to the gun. I think everybody jumped the gun and went with this foregone conclusion that Cody Rhodes got screwed. I don't believe that 1 second at all.